Let's talk about my cats. For those of you who are new or don't remember, this is Arrow. His legal name is Aragorn, which is a character from Lord of the Rings. This guy is Legolas, but we call him Lego. He's also a character from Lord of the Rings. Also, we don't call them Aragorn or Legolas because we just can't find ourselves saying that every time, so we just call them Arrow and Lego. And this is our newest addition, Marie. She's named after Marie from the Aristocats. My last cat video I posted on here was just about Lego and Arrow. There's been a lot of questions on my channel about our cats, like what I feed them, what their routine is, how did we introduce Marie to 2 other cats. So I thought I would just share with you guys a little bit about Marie's story. I think it's very interesting. I did post a short about when I got her. Stretching. Oh. Yeah, tell him not to do that during the video, baby. In August of 2025, me and Ronnie and my dad went to Missouri because we actually had a brand deal opportunity with Caesar's Pizza plus the Chiefs. Some of you guys know Kansas City is where Ronnie and I are from. We were born and raised there, and then we moved to California when we were 16, and now I'm back in the Midwest. So we went to Kansas City, and we still have family that lives in Missouri. After the Chiefs game and stuff, we went to go visit my grandma, and this is my dad's mom and his sister. So we went to their house. When we were almost there, my grandma texted my dad saying like, oh, by the way, there's another cat here, so just warning you. And we were like, another cat? Because they already have a beautiful kitty named Snowy. She's so cute. We get to the house and Snowy is there, obviously, and then there's this tiny kitten. She's so little, and at first we thought it was a he. We didn't know what my grandma was going to do with the kitten because she shared with us that they couldn't keep her, which is a responsible thing that all pet owners should be able to assess, is if you can take on another pet or not, and they just couldn't do it at the time. She was going to see if maybe one of my dad's aunts wanted her or something, and while we were there visiting, she found out that my dad's aunt did not want a cat. So nobody wants this kitty, and I FaceTimed John and I showed him the kitty, and he was like, it's such a cute cat. He was like, it's up to you. And I'm like shaking because I don't know what to do. I was like praying. I was like, God, please show me a sign if I am supposed to take this kitty home. And like, there was no signs. So this was clearly a choice that I had to make on my own without any spiritual guidance, without John there. So basically it all fell on me to make a decision. Am I going to take this kitten home, or are we going to just leave her here? And so I go back into the room and I'm like shaking. I have so much anxiety because I'm like, if I say yes to taking this kitten home, I'm about to change the dynamic at my home with my 2 cats. Like, they're a bonded pair. Like, how is adding a 3rd kitten going to turn out? And I didn't even have enough time to research it. I usually go on TikTok and research stuff about my cats on TikTok, which is like, whatever. There's a lot of cat experts on there. And, my dad and sister are waiting for me to make a decision. We have to leave in like 10 minutes, and I still haven't made a decision. Once we were kind of playing and hanging out with the kitty a little longer, we finally figured out it was a she. But I told my grandma, I don't think I can take her. And I had a sense of relief. I was like, I don't think I can do it. And then my grandma specifically said, we'll just take her to the shelter then, and I'll ask them not to her. And Ronnie, she was holding Marie, and she looked at me like, she was like this. She looked at me, and my dad like looked at me, and I was like, I'll just take her then. So very last minute, we took her. And also I was so shocked that John said yes to another kitty, because we've always talked about just 2 cats. And I would jokingly toss out another kitty option like here and there. And he was just always like, no, we don't need another cat. Like, no. Like, John's always like bringing me back to like from cloud nine. I always have big ideas and he's always like, that's great, but let's be realistic. But for some reason, when he saw videos of Marie and when I was FaceTiming him, he was like, it's a very cute cat. I'm a little indifferent. It probably will change things, but it's up to you. You make the decision, which I'm very thankful that he was so open. It definitely was meant to be because he was never like that with any of the other cats I would send him that needed adoptions and stuff. So we're in the car. I asked my dad to stop at Petco and I say, if there are no cats in the like cat center, like, you know, when you go to Petco and they have like the cat area, like there's cages in the windows and you can see all the cats that need adoption. I said, if there's no cats there, we're gonna give this kitty to them because we, you know, they will do something better with her than, like, I don't know what shelters are around and stuff, but I do know that like a Petco could probably do something a little better for her. And so we go in and I immediately go to the cat window. The cages are overflowing with cats. That always devastates me. I always get so sad. So I looked at my dad and he looked at me and he was like, looks like you're taking her home. And I was like, okay. I just was like really looking for like a sign. Like, do I take this kitty home or do I not? I think that was my sign. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna give this kitty to Petco. I'm just gonna take her home. So I got her some little baby moose from Tiki Cat, because when they're that little and they don't have their mama and like you need something last minute, Tiki Cat like baby moose is really good because it has like the milk in it that they need for like their growth and stuff and to fatten them up. They need to gain weight when they're that little. I told John that I'm bringing her home and I'm grabbing stuff for her so that she will be comfortable for the flight and everything. And we were texting back and forth about what to name her. And I was thinking Rosie Cotton, because if the other kitties are named after Lord of the Rings characters, I was thinking maybe she should be named after one of the other females in Lord of the Rings, which would have been like Galadriel, Eowyn, Arwen, which, you know, I don't know, it just, those names did not fit her. But I was like, what about Rosie Cotton? That's the girl who ends up marrying Sam. And John was like, it's cute, but it doesn't fit. And he said, what about Marie? And I was like, are you sure you want to name this kitty Marie? Because that is my dream. I would name that cat Marie in a heartbeat. And John knew that because he knows that The Aristocats is one of my favorite Disney movies because it's kitties. And like growing up, that was my favorite. I named my doll Marie, like everything. I loved Marie. I loved the kitty Marie. I loved the name Marie. And I don't know, there was just something about that moment where I truly felt seen and loved by my husband, because he was like, what about Marie? Because he could have been like, yeah, she needs to be another Lord of the Rings character name so she fits the vibe. And he was like, no, her name needs to be Marie. Like, that's gonna be her name. She looks like a Marie. And I was like, oh. I was so touched. Gave her some food, and then I took her to my other grandma and grandpa's house, which is my mom's parents. They live also in Missouri because we were staying the night there. Also, keep in mind, my dad called Delta Airlines and asked them what their pet policy was, because he was like, you can't take this kitten on the plane without proper papers and stuff, but let's call Delta to make sure that you can do this. So he calls Delta, and the person that he talked to with Delta said, oh, it's fine. You don't need those papers. You will be fine. So we're like, okay, which I was shocked because I'm like, I know for a fact I probably need papers, but whatever. I got all of the things that Marie needs. I'm editing this video right now, and I forgot to mention that we snuck Marie into the hotel room that we were staying at because pets were not allowed at the hotel. So the first night of me and Marie is one of my most favorite memories, I think, in like my life. Like definitely top 10 most favorite memories. Because just look at this footage. Operation Sneak Marie in, success.
I don't have a key.
wake up the next morning. We drive all the way to the airport. It's me, Ronnie, and my dad. We're all going home. My mom was staying back. We're at the front desk, and Ronnie and my dad check in, and then the woman's like, can I see the papers for the cat? And I was like, we called Delta yesterday, and the person we talked to said we didn't need papers, especially for when they're that young. And she was like, no, you need papers because they can't fly on a plane if they're younger than a certain age. And Ronnie and my dad like looked at me, and I was like, So they went on, Ronnie and my dad went on, and I stayed back. I Ubered all the way back to my grandparents' house where my mom was, and my mom found a vet that day to get an appointment to have Marie looked at, check her out. So we take her to the vet, and the vet, I don't know if I should say this or not, but she did me and my mom a solid. I don't think Marie was even really old enough to go on a plane, but she claimed that she was 6 weeks old and gave her her little rabies shot and made sure she was all plane ready. The next day, me and my mom went back to the airport and we took Marie home. Everything worked out and we took her on the plane and I took her home, and I was just like stressing out the whole time because I was like, what am I doing? I am ruining our family culture that me and John have created with my kitties. Like, I'm gonna ruin everything. Like, Lego and Arrow are such good kitties. Like, this is gonna make them turn into horrible cats. Like the worst thoughts you could have about bringing another kitty. I know. But I calmed myself down. We also had a little portable litter box. We bought one of like the hamster litter boxes, and I had a little bag of litter and I put it in my carry-on, and we would go to like the dog stop bathrooms to try to make Marie go to the bathroom. But honestly, she did such a good job traveling. Like, she just slept the whole time on the plane, which was like a 4-hour flight. And we were also delayed. Now it gets to the part of how we introduced Marie to the other two kitties. I was doing a ton of research on how to introduce Marie to Lego and Arrow in a healthy way. And I would actually say that the process took about 2 weeks total, which I think is a pretty good amount of time. The way that our house was in California was there was a glass door in the back room. And so that's where we kept Marie, was in the back room. And then Lego and Arrow got to hang around the house. What I read was that you have to swap scents. Like, that's how kitties get to know each other, is by swapping scents. And so I would rub like a little like something on Marie and then put Lego, that's inappropriate right now. I would rub a little towel on Marie and then put it in the room with Lego and Arrow, and they would sniff it, and then like vice versa, and I would give them lots of treats. But by the third day, Arrow and Lego were like watching her through the glass door, and Arrow desperately wanted to meet her. Like, he couldn't, like, they say you have to scent swap for a week, but he could not handle it anymore. He was like, I have to see this kitty. When we introduced him for the first time, we let him into the back room and he didn't hiss or anything. He was so sweet, like such a sweet kitty. Lego, on the other hand, he was mean at first. He was hissing at Marie anytime he saw her through the door. Even when I would crack the door and he could sniff her, he just wanted nothing to do with her. He hissed at her every single time, but I still would try to reward him with treats and snacks, even if he was hissing, just to kind of show like, oh, this new kitty brings good things. Long story short, we kind of had several days of Lego and Arrow. Like, sometimes Arrow was like a little freaked out by her. He just didn't want her to touch him, but he just wanted to watch her and be in the same room with her. Lego wanted nothing to do with her at first. He would be curious, hiss at her, then run away. It was just a lot of that. And I just kept praying every day. I was like, please, God, I pray that these kitties would get along. I don't want to have messed up my household and the little environment me and John have created here. And so then it was really weird. One day I let Marie out of the room, and Lego had gone into the room, gone out. you know, he was like kind of starting to play with her, kind of not, but he would still hiss at her. And then once he would hiss, that's when I would send him out of the room. But one day I was just like, I'm just gonna let her out and explore the house now. I mean, it's almost been 2 weeks. She needs to explore. And that was like a miracle day because Lego never once hissed at her ever again after that. So I don't really know what happened. I think 1, Lego and Arrow are just awesome cats. 2, I think the scent swapping was good and the rewarding of the treats was good. But I also think that because they were able to see her through the glass but not touch her, I think that helped a lot too. I personally thought it was going to take a lot longer to get them acclimated with each other, but it really only took 2 weeks. And then like that day when I let Marie out for the first time, Lego and Marie were playing on the stairs. And then Lego realized, oh, I have a new playing buddy. That's how we introduced them. I know it's a lot to talk about, but yeah, I don't know. I just think Marie is such a special kitty too. She's really funny, she's really sassy, she's vocal, but she is so sweet. Me and her bonded really well when I first brought her home because I would sleep in that back room with her because I didn't want her to be alone, and she would sleep right here on my neck with me. It was such a beautiful time of bonding with Marie. And I didn't get to do that with Lego and Arrow because when we got them, they were already 3 months old, I think, 2 months old, while Marie, she was like 6 weeks old. She was really little. Lego and Arrow, John and I didn't save them from like the streets. Their foster mom did, and she's the one that brought them back to health and all of that. And like with Marie, I'm the one that helped her out. Like she had stomach issues that first 2 weeks. Horrible, but I was like feeding her every day and playing with her, just making sure she got healthy. And because I didn't get to do that with Lego and Arrow, I think me and Marie have a little bit of a different bond in that way. I think she sees me more of like her mom. But like Lego and Arrow, they both love me so much. Like Lego still cuddles with me, and I mean Arrow still cuddles with me. They both still cuddle with me and stuff, but I don't know, something about Marie is just a little bit different. She is the sweetest kitty, but they're all sweet. It's just a great time. Yeah, the story of Marie is kind of crazy, but it's awesome. It was totally meant to be. John and I talk about all the time, like, can you imagine if Marie was not part of our family? And we're just like, we wouldn't be able to believe that. She is a big part of this family. We love you so much, Marie. I love you. No. See, I told you, she is sassy. But I just wanted to share this. Oh, she'll be a year old. Like in July is when she will be kind of like a year old based from like what the vet has said. Anyways, that is the story of Marie. I could talk about my kitties all day long. I think I will share with you guys in another future video just my kitties' routine and everything I do for them. Why don't you guys comment on this video all the questions you have about my cats, like just any questions in my future cat video. I can answer all of your questions about my cats. I can have a 30-minute video talking about cats. Like I could go on and on talking about my kitties. On that note, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Say bye!